Long ago, people looked at the endless plains, mountains, and horizon, and it seemed obvious that the Earth was flat. But more than 2,500 years ago, some began to doubt it. The first to imagine the Earth as a sphere was Pythagoras, around the 6th century BCE. He didn't base his idea on observation, but on philosophy. To him, the circle and the sphere were the most perfect shapes in the universe. If nature was harmonious, he reasoned, then Earth itself must be round. It was a beautiful thought, not a proof, but the beginning of one. 2 centuries later came Aristotle, who turned philosophy into evidence. He carefully watched the world and drew logical conclusions. First, he noticed the shape of Earth's shadow on the moon during lunar eclipses. No matter where or when you observed it, the shadow was always curved, and only a sphere casts a consistently round shadow. Second, he looked at ships disappearing over the horizon. The hull vanished first, then the mast and sails. If Earth were flat, the ship would only get smaller in the distance, not seem to sink. That could happen only on a curved surface. Third, he studied the stars. Travelers moving south saw new constellations rise above the horizon, while northern ones disappeared. This meant they were moving across a curved world. Egyptian astronomers had noticed the same thing centuries earlier while sailing up and down the Nile. From these clues, Aristotle concluded that Earth was not flat, but a vast sphere, far larger than anyone could travel across in a lifetime. Then, about 100 years later, came a man who proved it with math, Eratosthenes of Cyrene. He was the head of the Great Library of Alexandria, and one of the first people to measure the size of the Earth using nothing but shadows. He knew that on the day of the summer solstice in the southern city of Siene, today's Aswan, the sun stood directly overhead at noon. It shone straight down into deep wells, casting no shadow. But in Alexandria, roughly 500 miles to the north, he measured a shadow angle of about 7 degrees, 1/50th of a full circle. If that small angle represented 500 miles, then the entire circumference of the Earth must be 25,000 miles. And he was almost exactly right. His number was within 1% of the modern value. He calculated the size of our planet using only the sun, a stick, and logic. Through the Middle Ages, educated people never truly forgot that Earth was round. Sailors, scholars, and even theologians knew it. Columbus didn't prove the Earth was spherical, he just underestimated its size. Today, of course, we have endless confirmations. Photographs from space, satellites orbiting the planet, and global navigation that simply wouldn't work on a flat surface. Even with the naked eye, you can sometimes notice the curve of the horizon from an airplane window. The world gently bends away beneath you. From the perfect geometry of Pythagoras to the shadow measurements of Eratosthenes, humanity moved from imagination to evidence, and discovered that our world isn't a flat island in the void, but a magnificent planet curving endlessly beneath us.